Hello everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie and today's reading is about your connection and how it has changed. So this could be any kind of connection. It could be a romantic partnership, a situationship, friends with benefits, a crush, even friends. We'll really tap into what it's about when we start reading the cards, but it is going to be leaning more romantic. Again, we'll look at it when we get into the cards, but we have 3 piles here for you today to choose from. We have pile 1 with garnierite and the Tarot of the Divine. Pile 2 is lepidolite, and this is going to be the Prism Tarot. And pile 3 with pyrite and the Mythos Tarot. So take your time, maybe take a few deep breaths, think about the person in mind, and I'll be ready for you whenever you are. Hello pile 1, if you chose garnierite and the Tarot of the Divine deck, then we have a reading here for you about your connection and how it has changed. So we're going to start with the oracles, and how we're going to do this is going to be 2 different sets. The first set is going to be how your connection was at the beginning, and then the second set is going to be how it is now, just to see the changes between the two. We're also going to have some connecting energies to see what has remained the same within this connection or what the core of it is. But let's start with the past energies for you and your person. So we have wasp spirit, sometimes life stings. We have celebrate your wins, sun, source, Pisces, sensitize. You got 2 Astro cards for this one. Every other pile had 1, I think. Patience. And then we have the connecting energies. We have soulmate. Yes, this person is your soulmate. There is a strong spiritual bond between you and this person. This card also pertains to new friendships with kindred souls and attracting the right people. And then our Floriography card as a connecting card, fritillary, persecution. It is rumored that the only portrait of Shakespeare made during his lifetime appears in a botanical textbook published at the height of his fame. In the image, the figure holds an ear of corn in one hand and a fritillary in the other. Something about... I'll get into it in a minute, but I'm trying to find other meanings. They represent persecution and power as well as movement, making them a poignant symbol for those wanting to break free and instigate change. So something about this connection is very... it broke some kind of barrier. I don't know. But okay, let's move on with the cards. My mind is trying to channel, but I'm like trying to do this as well. So we have Know Your Worth with the skunk spirit. Rise. Aries, act. And security. So an interesting thing that I'm noting before I get into this is we have Pisces and Aries, and if you've ever seen the astrological signs on a zodiac wheel, we have Pisces and then it changes into Aries. So it's interesting that they're coming one after the other in order. So something tells me that something took place between March and April, or this connection could have started during that time, definitely between the time of Pisces and Aries, but I'm specifically being called to March because that's the month that Pisces and Aries share, which is very interesting. So we're going to start with your past connection energy. So I feel like you both came from something that wasn't, with wasp spirit here, you may have both gotten out of a situation where, life stung, essentially. So you could have been left, I'm getting like 10 of Swords energy here, where you could have been left, where you hit rock bottom, essentially. I'm finding it hard to find words for this. So I'm not sure if maybe one or the both of you are not as connected to Source as you would like to be. I definitely feel this may be your partner more than you, because let's face it, if you're at a tarot reading, you're probably connected to spirit in some way or another because you do have a belief in this. But your partner, essentially, I feel like there was just a huge disconnect within their life, and when they met you, it's almost like certain puzzle pieces were being put into place and things were starting to make sense. And I get this from Pisces more than anything, because Pisces is they're a very psychic sign. So one or the both of you could be a Pisces. You could have Pisces placements that are conjunct within your charts. But regardless, there was like a very magical quality to this connection in the beginning, or something very fated as well, because I feel like Pisces, more than anybody, probably believes in fate more than they are willing to admit. With Celebrate Your Wins, Sun, and Patience, I feel like you were both coming out of this energy where something just wasn't working, and then you found each other. And it definitely made the sun come out again. It made things feel brighter, and there was definitely some amount of patience. Whomever was going through the roughest was probably the one who was being given the most patience. So take that how it resonates, whichever one was the one going through things. And Celebrate Your Wins. I feel like there was a very positive and optimistic outlook on life when the both of you got together, which is very, like, I'm getting celebrating small wins specifically. So maybe you would go out to you would go out to celebrate certain things, even if they were small, like, for example, finally leaving the apartment of an ex or something, or if there was like some kind of job transition or paying off debts, like small things like that, which really aren't that small. I made them sound small, but they're actually not very small. But there was definitely a sense of wanting to celebrate even the most trivial thing, because there was a lot of joy between the both of you, especially with the Sun card. Because I'm actually taking it to resonate more with the tarot card of the Sun, where there's a sense of celebration. But I'm also getting that there was a sense of individuality here, because this is from the Starcodes Astro deck, which is an astrology-based deck. With the Sun in astrology, this is you and who you are. You may both share the same sun sign, by the way, and it could be Pisces as well. But I'm getting that your individual needs were getting met. You were able to express yourselves in a more authentic state than you could in the past. And there's also a lot of confidence within this connection, because look at all the yellow that is radiating here. Even this, I think it's supposed to be a moon. It looks like a sun because it's yellow, definitely golden. Even this goldfish. There is definitely a sense of mirroring here, especially with a sign like Pisces, where you have the two fish mirroring each other. So I feel like there was a lot of positive things going on within this connection. With the number 12, the month of December could have been important as well. And maybe that was one of the things you celebrated. Maybe you celebrated the holidays together. But yeah, there's just something bittersweet about the beginning. It may not have begun in the way that you wanted it to, especially if you had to leave behind something in order to pursue this connection, or maybe like you were pursuing something else along with this connection. I definitely feel there was a lot of change, because I'm actually getting a little bit of the scorpion sting as well with this wasp, and Scorpio is a sign of transformation. But you both felt free. It's almost like before you felt like a small rooster here, where they're a flightless bird, or they can fly but only like not too far. They flutter really. But then we have this what is this, a heron? I don't know, some kind of big beautiful bird that flies majestically. It's almost like you were able to take off in this very majestic way. You were able to spread those wings. And it's interesting that we have three animals here with wings, because we also have the wasp, but nobody wants to be the wasp, I'm sure. Your connecting cards are interesting, because I feel like you were destined to meet. The soulmate card doesn't necessarily mean that they are your true soulmate, or that you have to stay with this person. It just means that you were meant to meet. Even though it does say that in this description, you can take it to mean soulmate, like the kind that you're meant to stay with forever. But I'm hearing more, you were meant to meet this person in general, because soulmate can be, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic either, because I did say that in the beginning of this reading, that not all of these will be romantic. You can take these however they resonate, but you were definitely meant to meet this person is what I'm hearing. You could have met in the city, because we do have pigeons here, and then we have the Eiffel Tower, at least I think that's the Eiffel Tower, and Paris is a metropolitan huge city. So I feel like in a sea of people, you were kind of very surprised to run into this person that you kind of felt from the very beginning you were meant to meet. That's for sure. And then with what is this here? The fritillary persecution. There is a sense of breaking the norms here, bending the rules, breaking the rules, bending the norms, what any combination of those words, because it's almost like I'm thinking of Shakespeare and how controversial he used to be, because I took classes on Shakespearean literature and plays when I was in college and high school. So my take on Shakespeare, even though I think people make him out to be a Taurus, he's not very oh, it's interesting. He could be a Taurus or an Aries, because I know his birthday is sometime in April. So that could also be like a indicator that something took place during April, because we have Aries here. But back to Shakespeare, there was something very groundbreaking about his plays and his work, and it was very controversial at the time. Maybe not by our, well, actually by our standards, some of those could be. I'm thinking of Titus Andronicus, which is a very controversial play. But yeah, there's something groundbreaking, but at the same time, you know it was meant to be, because they're all classic. All of his work, I mean, he's a household name. But yet there's a sense of breaking ground here. So you were meant to meet to create something new, whether that was just within yourselves or within the community, within the collective. That'll be up to you and who this person is. But there was something about this connection that was very faded, for better or worse. When I look at the current energy, we have skunk spirit, know your worth. It's interesting. Skunks only release that odor that they're known for when they're attacked or when they feel threatened. So I'm getting a sense that one or the other, or the both of you, could feel like this connection is at risk somehow, because we also have rise, which is interesting that you would have that word when we already have all these winged animals over here. We also have security, another reason why I think like that one or the both of you feel like this connection is just at risk, essentially. And then with Aries. Aries is a very interesting sign. I love Aries, so I'm about to say everything I say about them with the most love. I have Venus in Aries as well, so I feel like I can say it just a little bit. But they're not ones to just wait around for things to happen. They make things happen. They don't like, I mean, they do like small talk, but not when it's nonsense, you know? They're very much frank. They're very blunt. They go for what they want. So there's almost like a sense of urgency here that something needs to happen in order to both protect this connection or even just rise above it and let it go. So there's very much a, again, that Scorpio energy is coming through, like very black or white, either or, like either we stay in this connection and make it work or we let it go, because there's almost like a sense of, with knowing your worth here under the skunk spirit, it's almost like this connection has made you feel a little bit less than. Because even though, yes, you are both in a better place than you used to be, your sense of self-worth has gone a little bit, sorry, I'm not sure what I was trying to say. Has gone a little bit out the window, or it's kind of been fudged with, essentially. It's like, you know, when you have a thermostat where you're trying to set the temperature and you're trying to set it to a certain point, but like it's wonky, so you have to readjust it at certain levels. Like sometimes you have to set it higher or set it lower than you actually want it for it to be the actual temperature that you want. That's the feeling I'm getting. So there's a little bit of, I don't want to say it's off balance in this connection. It's more like you just don't know how much to give and how much to not give, if that makes any sense. Especially with skunks here. It's kind of like if you encounter a skunk, how do you know whether you're making it feel threatened or whether you're just leaving it alone? Like the skunk could decide at any time that it feels threatened and, you know, spray you with the nastiness. So with the rise here, I am getting a call that one or the both of you, whoever meditates the most, really needs to do the meditation and make this kind of decision to see where this connection could take you, because there is a sense that you, for better or worse, you have been changed because you've met this person, because you've been together already. the change has taken place. Whether you've done something groundbreaking or not, it'll be up to you. Some of you may be waiting for that, and you may be asking yourself, how long will you be waiting for that? And some of you may have only noticed it in like one partner, but not the other. More likely the partner you're thinking about and not you, because if you're coming here for advice, I feel like you know where you stand. You're very much an introspective person, but your partner, they may be getting more out of this than you are, or they could be taking you for granted, or both. But yet there is a sense of wanting to stay together again, because you do feel this soulmate energy. And if this is a romantic connection, it could be that you may just end up being friends rather than lovers. Or if you are friends, you may just want to distance yourself from them and make them be more of a casual friend rather than like a close, tight-knit friend. Again, only take that if it resonates. If your relationship is good, then you know this message is not for you. But regardless, we're going to move on. I am going to say the numbers first. So we have 12. I already mentioned that December could be important. We also have 1, so January could also be important. Maybe the time between December, January, and March could be important as well. We also have 18, so maybe you've known each other since 18 or are 18. We also have 64 and 54, which is interesting. That's a 10-year gap. So I'm wondering if like this connection has been lasting 10 years, or if there's like a 10-year gap of some sort. Maybe the decades are of importance. We also have 49 and 57. Some of you could be these ages. And signs coming through, I mentioned Scorpio like twice, and then we have Pisces, Aries. And with the sun, I am getting a little bit of Leo vibes here as well. Some of you could be Year of the Rooster. And that is all for the oracles. Let's move on to the tarot to see how your connection has changed and possibly where it is going. Should you, well, I guess that'll be up to you with deciding what you want to do within this connection. But let's just look at the tarot to see what we got. It's funny, before I started this, I had to wait quite a while because there was so much noise going on outside in my neighborhood, and I was just getting frustrated. Again, there's a sense of waiting here, but it's like, what are we waiting for, and why exactly do we want that? And is it worth waiting for? But we have the Ace of Swords, the World, the Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Four of Pentacles, again, holding on, and did I say Knight? I meant Four of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could have to do with finances. For some of you, this could also be a business partner. And I'm getting bottom of the deck energy, the Moon, which is very, very interesting. Lots of subconscious stuff here. It could be stuff that you're not talking about. Oh, and I will be using this deck. So I'm leaving this because we already took the bottom of the deck energy out. So let's see. To clarify the Ace of Swords, we have Strength. I was getting Leo, so that's interesting. We also have the Two of Swords for World. To clarify the Knight of Coins, we have the Ten of Cups. To clarify the Four of Coins, we have the Ace of Coins. And to clarify the Nine of Coins, we have the Seven of Wands. So I'm going to put this back at the bottom of the deck. And okay. You may have done something in this connection kind of out of order. And whatever that means will depend on you and how things are done in your culture or what's accepted. But there is definitely a sense that not everything happened the way it was supposed to happen because of my little mix-up with the tarot cards. I always make it a point that whatever I do as I'm reading these cards is probably some kind of indicator of what is going on in this connection. Because I try to keep my card reading the same, but there will always be some kind of mix-up. So, like, I'm very consistent until like I'm reading certain energies, and then suddenly I realize that something is off. And likewise, I feel like some of you, either you or your partner, might feel like something is off in this connection currently, because the energy from the current oracle cards was very interesting. It's like, if everything felt really great at first, then what is there a need to protect? And I feel like that's what's being said here with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, this is new ideas. This is new, a hunch, essentially. It's almost like seed of an idea planted in the brain, and this is going on either in you or your person, possibly the both, because we also have strength here, which is calling someone may suffer from anxiety. So it could be that. It could be the fact that somebody is having to grapple with negative thoughts or intrusive thoughts here. But it could also be like a seed of doubt. And for whatever reason that is, that it'll be up to you. Because here we have the world and this Two of Swords. So the world is what essentially you are trying to get here. You're trying to have the best of everything. You're trying to have your happy ending, or at least the results and outcome that you want from this connection. And then we have the Two of Swords here, which is the card of indecision or indecisiveness. Well, that's the same thing. Indecision or just not knowing what to do. Those are also the same things. I'm sorry. I need to figure out what this is. Again, but there is a lack of clarity within this connection, and that's why the Ace of Swords is coming through. Because, yeah, there's a sense that you just don't know how to get to that world card. You don't know how to get to that happy ending. So I'm not sure who exactly is the person who is feeling this way. But if it's you, pile 2, I really do feel like you already... Sorry, pile 1. I don't know why I called you pile 2. You might be getting called to pile 2, which I haven't done yet. But, you know, this might be your future self saying something. So I don't know who that is, pile 1, but whoever has this feeling that there's just something not there, I am getting that it's mostly you, but it could also be your partner, or lack of communication. That's what I wanted to say. The Two of Swords can also be a card of lack of communication. Maybe the both of you haven't spoken exactly what it is you want out of this connection, or what your goals are, because there is a sense of just not having all the pieces there to get somewhere. Like you're trying to cross a bridge, but not all the planks on the bridge are there. With the Knight of Coins and the Ten of Cups, I really do feel like some of you feel like this happy ending is taking quite a while. It's very slow and very steady. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you want to build stability. With the Knight of Coins here, we have the slowest knight, but he's a knight that will do everything with diligence and everything, like checking off all the boxes, making sure every detail is in place. I'm thinking of like Virgo energy here. Also Taurus, but mostly Virgo for the attention to detail. Because again, we have the World and the Ten of Cups. These are both cards of like happy endings, and yet there is something in the way of it. This lack of communication, the indecision, the slow and or long process to get there. Especially because we had Aries in the oracle. Somebody may be becoming very impatient here. With the Four of Coins or the Ace of Coins, there is still a sense that you want to hold on because you've already planted the seeds. But it's almost like, again, there's just so much work that has to be done with the Seven of Wands here. Because the Seven of Wands is a card of it's work, it's struggle. It's almost like you're in the battle, you're in the midst of it. And it feels like, for some of you, this might feel like every day is some kind of struggle. And it has something to do with finances. So maybe somebody is not good about keeping their word when it comes to their finances. Maybe somebody is out of a job, or somebody is not paying enough within this connection. It could also be that there is an imbalance of who is happy in this connection. Again, I felt like it benefited one person more than the other. And that wasn't always the case. I felt like, of course, at the beginning, everything was 50-50, everything was going well. Or if somebody did come from a connection where they had just left and it left them devastated and with nothing, somebody was willing to give more just to give that person a hand up within this connection. But now it's remained the same, even if it's been years since it's happened. I'm not exactly quite sure how long this timeline has been, but at some point that should have shifted back to equal. Like one person was not going to keep giving and giving, and the other person was going to keep taking, or at least not giving back enough. Because there is a sense of imbalance here, because we have 9 and 7. These are both odd numbers. And yet, because we have so much pentacles, because we have so many coins, there is a sense of loyalty to each other regardless. So it definitely gives me that Taurus energy where they're kind of silently, patiently sitting there, even though they might also grow resentful, which is part of the reason this moon card came up. I feel like some of you are harboring resent or frustration, or even for some of you, just sadness. Like maybe you haven't been willing to admit that parts of this connection are just not, they're keeping you held back is what I'm hearing, or they're not allowing you to grow in such a way, or at the very least they're just, you know, simply draining, which is, you know, this is just something that needs to be spoken about, because this Two of Swords card is like screaming at me more than any of these. The lack of communication, or for some of you, if you've already tried to communicate, it could be the lack of understanding, unfortunately. Underneath this, we also have Temperance, another card of balance. And in this case, Nirvana, because this makes me, this is a, who is this? I want to say it's, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot her name. But I think I have her. Bodhisattva. And I'm sorry for butchering this, friends, but Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, which is the Buddhist Bodhisattva. But I have a similar image, and it makes me think of Kuan Yin. And I'm wondering if they're related somehow, or if they took inspiration from each other. But regardless, I'm going to read what it says since I have the book open. Temperance is about balance and meditation. It is being mutable, recognizing when to change with the times and when to change the situation itself. The identities of this god or goddess here are fluid, with their goodwill, but their goodwill remains constant. So yeah, there is definitely a call to change here, which I just had to read about this because I know that Temperance is about balance, but there was something very transcendental about this very interesting image, because I'm thinking about how things have to change with the times. And likewise, I feel like this connection has to evolve somehow if it wants to stay intact and if it wants to stay together. Because let's say, I know that not every connection will always be 50-50, but let's say that there was an expectation that it would be at some point. I think somebody has to come to terms with that and accept it, or somebody has to change. And that's definitely the feeling that I am getting from this Temperance card and the Moon. And I feel like that's something that you can bring up to your partner, again, if they are willing to listen, and more importantly, if they are willing to understand. So numbers that are coming through, we have 8, 1, 21, 2, 10, 4, 9, 1 again, 7, and 18. Which is interesting because we also had 18 as a number in the oracles, and we also had 1. So between those two numbers, 1 makes me think of individuality. This is very much a connection where I feel like you both have been focusing a lot on your individual needs and individual selves, and that could be part of the reason why there's a bit of a little struggle in this connection. And I'm also thinking of the number 18. So again, you could have met when you were 18, or there's also something about that bridge between childhood and adulthood. Somebody could be stuck in that mentality where, I don't know, it's like they're not quite fully an adult, but also not quite fully a child. And it's like they can't make up their mind. Whether that's you or your person, it'll be up for you to decide, pile 1. But it's definitely that energy, because I'm thinking of back when I was 18, where I just kept waiting for my life to begin. But I was still living with my parents, and I was still in college, and you know, it's that kind of energy where there's just so much waiting, but also a sense of frustration and a fear almost of letting go. Or, well, no, not a fear. It's a reluctance to let go. But yeah, let's move on to your advice cards to see how else your connection either has changed or will change at this point. And if you were looking for advice on how to mend some of this connection, I don't really give that because, again, it's up to you. But I can give you what the cards are telling you. So we have the Super Attractors Oracle. And for my beautiful pile 1, we have, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Some of you could be called to meditate. We also have, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Yeah, I feel like this goes with that evolution energy that was coming through, the transformational energy that somebody has to evolve in order for this connection to also evolve. And somebody may have to surrender their desires, but not in a way that your desires don't matter or that you have to let your dreams go. It's more like when you hold on to something too tightly, you don't allow it to grow, or you don't allow it to be set free so that it can come back to you. That's the energy that I'm getting from this card. So somebody may be holding on too tightly to something. It could be this connection itself. I am getting the feeling that some of you may need some space apart to truly understand and see where this connection is headed, or if it will head anywhere. I'm going to be using my oracle, handmade oracle. I have a bunch of paper in here that hasn't been written on, so I'm just looking to make sure that there's text in all of them. All right, so for my beautiful pile 1, also all these little petals are falling. I thought they were cute when I made them, and then they just kept falling. All right, so for my lovely pile 1, we have gratitude always. Yeah, I definitely feel like you're both very grateful for at least having met each other and everything that you've provided for within this connection. And I feel like gratitude is something you should continue to have as well. This may definitely help within this connection. Or gratitude is something you could have learned through this connection, since we are talking about how this connection has changed. And then go on, get loud. Yeah, I feel like some of you really need to start speaking up about your needs within this connection, or at the very least your expectations. And I'm hearing one more, but I'm taking this to mean that you need to speak more, that you need to communicate. Silence speaks volumes. I love that we have both of these. So we have loud and then silence. So again, they both pertain to communication. So for some of you, maybe you need to speak more. And for others, I feel like you need to listen more. Or at the very least, that when you don't say anything is when you or your partner start noticing. When one of you is silent, one or the other starts thinking about certain things or wondering what is going through their mind. So again, communication is key in this connection if we want to keep it going, because I feel like it was a lot stronger at the beginning of the connection than it is now. But that is all I have for you today, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sending you and your person so much love, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose this lepidolite stone and the Prism Tarot, then we have a reading here for you today about how you and your person, how this connection has changed. So we're going to start with the oracles, and we're going to do this in a different kind of way. We're going to have the connection when it started out, or when you first met, is going to be on this side, and then we're going to have oracles for how it currently is, as well as connecting energies for what is still a constant within this connection. So let's start with how it was in the beginning, or when it was when you came together. We have Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. Magic happens when you most expect it. Number 44. Neptune, vision. Purification. And now we're at the connecting cards. We have commitment. This card signifies an engagement, marriage, or that both people want to commit to a serious relationship. This card also pertains to a stable relationship coming your way. So some of you could be committed to each other or in a stable connection. And then we also have baby's breath, or also known as gypsophila. lasting love. Baby's breath has long been a favorite of brides as it symbolizes everlasting love, innocence, modesty, and purity of heart, which is interesting because we also have purification here. It also asks us to be present in the moment and breathe, the perfect remedy for any wedding day nerves. So yeah, if you're not already married, you may be engaged, or at the very least, there's something about this connection that is to be celebrated. So I really do feel like this is definitely a love reading. So if that's not resonating, we do have 2 other piles. And I know number 1 could be taken in either way. But for this connection, I'm definitely feeling romance. And then we have how it is now. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Change maker, make waves. Seahorse spirit, watch and wait. Oh, I love this. You got the most cards out of all the piles, by the way, pile 2, because your present cards, yeah, you got 2 of these and then 2 of these. Creator, water. Lots of water cards here. We have seahorse, water, and make waves. You also have Mercury, messages, so lots of communication within this connection, and power. Oh, wow. And I'm not even taking this to mean the tower, because I know there's a storm, but not every storm is necessarily a tower moment. What I'm seeing here, again, I'm thinking of like a storm out in the ocean, how it just has a profound effect on everything around it. But yeah, there's just so much here. I don't even know how to fit it all in. So there was definitely a sense of, you may have met when you were very young, or there was a very youthful energy when you met you and your person. And it's almost like you weren't sure what you were getting into. Even though this says magic happens when you most expect it, I still feel like it felt a bit unexpected. It felt both at the same time, if that makes any sense. It's like when you see somebody for the first time and you kind of know right away, I'm going to be with that person. Or another one that I've heard is like, hi, hello, where have you been? Because it's like, you know right away when you see somebody that you're going to be with them. It's that kind of energy. So I'm not sure if it was you or your partner, pile 2, but somebody in this connection definitely knew that they were going to end up with you, or you felt like you were going to end up with them. So again, whichever resonates. With love is all around, the nightingale spirit, you could both like music or share a similar taste in music. Somebody could sing. And I say this because we also have Neptune, which is another planet of the arts. So this could be actual fine art, but I'm also taking it to mean musical ability or anything where creating with the imagination is of importance. With purification, I did say there was something very pure about this connection, and also something very it's almost like you felt like a whole new person, because there is the imagery of expansion here, both within the sunflower and within this Neptune card, how you see the starburst coming from these circles, and also a little bit within these signals or symbols. There is a sense of one or the both of you may have had a vision when you first met each other, and that's kind of how you knew that there would be something between the both of you. Like maybe somebody dreamed about something to do with this person, but it was all very innocent. I feel like once you got to know each other, and once there was something said about liking the other, there was commitment. Like you were both very much into this wholeheartedly, like you both wanted to be with each other. There was definitely that energy of everlasting love. Whether you are married or not, that's irrelevant, because I really do feel like you just knew that when you got with this person that you were going to be with them. And now we're in this current energy, and believe it or not, I'm getting a lot of Saturn energy just looking at this color palette here in general. It's very gray, it's very white, but also, again, power. So you're definitely building things together. I feel like with Dream the World into Being, you are creating something. For some of you, it could be a pregnancy, because we have the seahorse here. And it's interesting because in the seahorse, with seahorses, it's the man who carries the child. It's the man who is the one who gives birth, not the male, I should say, not man. It's the male that carries the child, and the woman helps, which is very interesting. So I definitely feel like you are creating something together, and it might be whoever has the more masculine energy in this connection, regardless of your genders, of course. Whoever is the more powerful one is the one who's trying to create something. But together, it's like you're so willing to support each other, because we have these intertwining, what are they, snakes here in this Mercury symbol. It's like you're willing to come together to create something new, and it could have something to do with the communications here, because we do have Mercury, we have messages. So I really feel like it's something that you're going to share with the world and something that people will hear about. It could be something like a podcast. It could be, I'm also hearing like a social media channel or account, something where, you know, you create something together and you share it with the world. But there's a sense of, with power and water, there's a lot of emotion behind it. So I definitely feel like you're trying to do something good for the world here as well. Whether it's directly or indirectly. So it could be something to do with, you know, helping people with, for example, mental health, or with their emotions, or even with parenting. Or it could be something that just makes people feel better, even if it's something like more comedic, like it'll still help people through tough times, because, you know, nothing heals more than laughter. With Changemaker, Make Waves, yeah, that's another reason I was getting social media account, but also just the way you influence people around you. I feel like people are very aware of your of the impact that you have on your community, your family, your friends, also your neighborhood. I feel like people see you and they're aware that there is something solid there. They have no question that you are committed to each other and that you love each other. Very much so. You could also be water signs, because we have a seahorse, we have creator of water, waves, and I'm not sure if this is the ocean or not, but when I think of storms, sometimes I think of, or thunder. When I think of thunder, I think of sea storms for some reason. Then we also have Neptune, which is ruled by Pisces, which is a water sign. So yeah, you could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But I'm also getting a little bit of fire here with the lizard spirit and this sunflower. So, and Mercury, of course, is Pisces, no, sorry, Virgo or Gemini. So there's something very, very loving here, but also something very solid, because these are very classic looking colors. Well, to me, they're very classic looking colors. So it's almost like, I'm hearing a Taylor Swift song, which is funny because I don't listen to Taylor Swift, and I don't even know what it's called. I just know that the song where she says, "We're never going out of style." Whatever song that is, Swifties, if you know what it is, write it down in the comments, because I honestly don't listen to Taylor Swift. I just have heard it in passing. But there's something about this connection that is never going out of style. I definitely feel like you both are here for the long haul and you're very much committed. And it's almost like you couldn't imagine a time when you weren't together. Maybe that's what the purification card is about. Like maybe when you got together was so long ago, or at least it feels so long ago that you don't even remember it anymore. It's almost like I can't imagine a time when my person wasn't with me, because there's a lot of love. We have a lot of green, a lot of pink. Pink specifically, whenever I've been told that if you see somebody glowing pink, their aura, it means that they're pregnant. I mean, specifically those who can get pregnant, of course. But there's something about having children here. You may already have children, or you could be wanting to have children. And of course, you have baby's breath. So if that name isn't an indicator of that, then I don't know what is. But yeah, it's very lovely energy. I also love that there's more going on for you now than there was in the past. And that's a true sign of growth, to me at least, within this connection. So let's move on to the tarot to see how else your connection has changed. So we're going to be using the Prism Tarot. For my lovely pile 2, we get some insight into how this connection has changed. We have, the star. I don't read reversals, but I will note that. We have the star with number 17, rejuvenation. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Gems here, opportunity. We have the 6 of Cups, memories, which is interesting. Some of you may have known each other for a while. Again, the Six of Cups card to me is nostalgia, memories, of course. We also have the Ace of Wands, inspiration, and the Three of Swords, heartbreak. And then to clarify these cards, we're going to use the same deck. To clarify the star, we have Four of Swords, rest, Two of Cups, partnership. To clarify the Six of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles, skill development. To clarify the Ace of Wands, we have the Three of Cups with community. And to clarify the Three of Swords, we have the Knight of Pentacles, efficiency. And then back of the deck energy, we have the Two of Swords, indecision, which is interesting because this was a big card in the first pile as well. But something tells me, well, if you were called to that pile, I would go see it, but I don't feel like a lot of it will resonate. Or some of it might, some aspects of that pile might, but I'm just letting you know. So you can go see if pile 1 resonated, but like at your discretion. With the star here, rejuvenation, it's interesting because I don't really think of the star as rejuvenation. I've always seen it as a card of hope. But in this case, I feel like your connection has moments where you take breaks from each other. And what this means, this could mean several things to anybody, but there's definitely a sense that in order for this connection to work, you give each other your space. And that's what I'm getting from the Four of Swords here, because usually it means rest, relaxation, also meditation, but I'm getting more that you give each other your space. So it's like let's say you both come home from work, or one's been in the house all day and one comes home from work. One person will be like, let me give you your space. And it's that kind of energy that allows this connection to flourish with the star, because the star is hope. It's also growth, really. It's like that wish you make upon a star, like you allowing this connection to flourish at its most fundamental being, which is that, that wish of, I wish to be with this person. So I really feel like you both have set really good boundaries here. With the Ace of Pentacles, opportunity, and the Two of Cups, partnership, I feel like some of you met perhaps to start some kind of business venture or through work, because Pentacles always makes me think of work. And in this case, you may have met when, how do I put this? You were very new to your environment. If it's not work, it could be your environment. You were very new to your environment and you were very quick to make this friendship, to make this connection. Because I really do feel like for some of you, it started out as a friendship. The very least a partnership. And that's part of the reason that it's just so long lasting and so solid, really, because we also have the Six of Cups here with memories and the Page of Pentacles, skill development. I'm hearing for some of you that there is quite of an age gap. That's only going to be a few of you, not all of you, but I'm also hearing that when you go back and look at your memories, it's hard to believe that there was a time that they weren't in your life. Maybe even especially if there is a significant age gap. It's like people may see you two and they may not even realize that that one or the other person is much older, because it feels like you two have been with each other for a long time, or if that you grew up together even though you didn't. There's definitely a sense of there being very comfortable with each other. Also a give and take here, because I'm taking the Six of Cups here to also mean reciprocation. In fact, both of these cards are reciprocation. The Two of Cups and the Six of Cups, they're even numbers. So there's an equal give and take within this connection. And I think that's another reason why it's able to work so well. With the Ace of Wands, inspiration, and the Three of Cups, if you met among friends, or if there were friends around, I feel like the attraction was very instant, whether that was physical or even just the vibe. I feel like for some of you, you just felt very comfortable around this person. It was instant. It was almost like it was meant to happen. Again, I had that vision at the beginning with the oracles that when you see your person, you know who they are and you know you're going to be with them. This is exactly what this is with the Ace of Wands, because Ace of Wands is the start of something new, and also rather quickly. Inspiration and community. And with the Three of Cups, this could have taken place at a party. at a gathering or somewhere where there was just a lot of joy around a lot of people. It could even be work, especially if your work environment is somewhere that you consider very fun and it feels more like a party than work. And if you have that, I envy you. That is a very lovely thing to have. But with the Three of Swords here, heartbreak, and the the Knight of Pentacles. There was something within this connection, I'm not saying that it's still currently going on. I feel like a lot of this is the past. But this is very current. There's almost like a lack of something stable within this connection. And what that is, I'm not sure, because we do have the Two of Clouds here. Or sorry, the Two of Swords. Because we have heartbreak and efficiency. There's a lack of efficiency within this connection. So there is something that both of you know is not working out. And you're kind of afraid that it's something that's going to ruin this connection. In fact, let me get more. We also have the Seven of Swords, scarcity mentality. There is a loss here, or there could be somebody coming between the both of you. And who that somebody is will depend on what the situation is. I'm hearing for some of you, it could be a boss. Maybe somebody they work for or somebody you work for is making you work longer hours or separating you for whatever reason, even though it's really like they're aware of this connection and what's going on and it's bothering them and they're doing this. For whatever reason that is, I'm not sure. You also have the Tower upheaval. This connection or this situation, what is currently going on, may have come in very almost out of nowhere, because with upheaval, I'm getting something unexpected. And then the Three of Wands, the journey. Both of you are willing to keep going, though. Like, you're very much willing to keep going forward with whatever is going on in this connection. Then we have the Nine of Clouds, anxiety. Nine of Pentacles, abundance. Some of it could have to do with money. And then the Knight of Wands, exploration. So there's something about this connection that you're both willing to fight for. Like, you defend each other, regardless of who is throwing what at you. This third party situation could also be a family member, for example, like an in-law who is very nosy about your relationship. Or it could be maybe somebody is after somebody, like an actual what's the word, rival in romance, but I doubt they'll make many waves because there's just something very solid about this connection. But again, with all these cards, even with everything being thrown here, I'm not getting any sense of anxiety or worry. It's almost like you know you will see each other through everything. The only thing that may be holding you back is being able to speak about this with the Two of Swords. I feel like some of you feel that if you say anything, like if you air your worries to your person or vice versa, then it will somehow bring some kind of problem to the connection. When the truth is, you have so much love for each other. There's just so much going for you that it's kind of silly to think that you can't bring up anything to your person. So I'm wondering why this Two of Swords is here, because I wasn't feeling that at all with any of these other cards until this Knight of Pentacles person came up with efficiency. Somebody could be trying to tell you or your person that somebody is not good enough for you or that they're not doing enough, because with efficiency, I am thinking of somebody who is judging whether somebody is good or bad, or trying to just ruin this connection. Again, whoever that is could be, you know, it could be a boss, a parent, an in-law, a third party who wants somebody. Not sure, but there is something about this that regardless of what is being thrown at you, you will make it through. I'm hearing to go into the advice cards because that's where you will hear more about what is going on. Numbers coming through, we have 17, we have 4, 3 twice, and 2 twice. So 3 and 2 is very important. Somebody could be 32 or 23. February 3rd or March 2nd could be of importance. We also have 6 here, and 6 is the number of relationships in numerology, or at the very least connections with the people around you. So for my beautiful pile 2, let's get some insight into what else is going on in this connection, how it will change moving forward. We have manifesting is a creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. So both of you could be trying to manifest something and maybe somebody is getting in the way of that. Oh, okay. That's another way to read that. So even if it's somebody not trying to break you two up, it could be somebody coming in between your finances. So for example, if the in-laws are resonating, it could be somebody's mother or father, somebody's parent trying to ask for money that both of you kind of don't want to give, either because you can't or because you know you shouldn't, because they're not going to use that money to their best advantage. If it's a boss, it could be somebody not wanting to give somebody a raise, even though you may be expecting a child or you may be needing something for your family. And if it's just some other person, it could be a friend who wants money loaned to them. Just say no. Just say no. Could also be a family member if it's not an in-law. Well, I guess in-laws, it could be a brother or sister-in-law. Never mind. Okay, one more card from my pile 2. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't yet see the result. There's something very spiritual about this connection, whether you are both actively spiritual or not. At the very least, one of you is, for sure. Okay, I'm hearing one more. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Yeah, I feel like you both are very grateful for each other and that you definitely allow the universe to bring nothing but more love to you. And then for my handmade oracle deck, what closing messages do we have for my lovely pile 2? So we have the sturdiest card I have. Like, this was actually... Okay, set your soul free. We also have, you ground yourself through more light. Lots of spiritual messages, and not all of these cards had spiritual messages on them, which is very interesting. So I'm just going to channel because I'm already hearing that your connection is solid. Don't worry about that. What you have to focus on is the spiritual side that you bring to this connection pile 2. Because I really do feel it's more of a you thing. Your person, a little bit, or maybe like regardless of what their spirituality is, they're going to be needing that extra oomph of good energy from you because something may be trying to scatter their mind or cloud their judgment is what I'm hearing. And they will be relying on you for this, this advice, your feedback, which I'm sure you provide to your person all the time. And if for whatever reason this current situation is making you feel like you can't, tap into your guidance, tap into your spiritual guidance, your intuition, because it's more powerful than whatever this person is trying to do to your partner or you or your family or whatever the situation is. And that is all I have for you, my beautiful, lovely pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know, and I will see you in the next reading. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Take care. Hello, my lovely pile 3. If you chose this pyrite crystal and the Mythos Tarot, then we have a reading here for you today about your connection and how it has changed. So we're going to tap into the oracles to see how the connection has changed from when you first met. This side is going to be when you first met or when this connection started. And then this side is going to be how it is currently going. So, and then we're going to have connecting energies in the middle. So we're going to start with the oracles. We have Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. We have overthinking can spoil the magic. Ambush fear with your ferocious dream. Aquarius, collaborate. And openness. Very interesting. I love that Aquarius and openness came hand in hand because I feel like those two, yeah, Aquariuses are known for being very open. We also have reunion. This card stands for reunion with your family and friends. There is a feeling of harmony and celebration. Significant people from your childhood and or past lives could be coming back into your life for a particular reason. We also have the Floriography card, Chrysanthemum, optimism. In keeping with their noble heritage, chrysanthemums were traditionally considered to mean wealth, abundance, and imperiality. Nowadays, they more generally symbolize cheerfulness, optimism, and happiness. Give a mum to your mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day, or to a friend to bring them joy. So there's a sense of family here. So I'm wondering if you met through family. And for those of you where this is not a romantic connection, of course, this could be somebody from your family coming back, and maybe you see them at a reunion of some sort. But believe it or not, I'm going to read for both, for romantic and platonic or familial. We also have Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. The spark of the hustle. Oh, I love that. Jupiter, abundance. And potential. And I love how these are very similar. So I'm going to read the romantic way first. Well, no, let's start with platonic and then we'll get into romantic. So that way you can skip through the romantic part. And if we're reading this platonically, this is a family member that is coming back into your life. And this was somebody who helped you out a lot. Somebody who I feel like you may have helped them as well. It's almost like you found comfort in each other because you shared similar experiences. It could be like a sibling or a cousin, something to that extent where you both had gone through the same thing. And this is part of the reason that you were able to help each other with what you were going on, because with the past energy, I'm getting a lot of more overthinking and fear. And when they came into the light, or whenever they were around, they collaborated with you, and there was a sense of openness. Also clearing out clutter. This could be somebody who like literally clears out clutter very well. Maybe they're very organized, or they're just really good at cleaning. But I'm also getting a sense that they helped you deal with a lot of emotional turmoil, especially like a sibling where you shared the same parent. And yeah, there's a lot of heavy energy here about the traumas that you underwent through as children. Same thing with cousins. Again, if you shared like perhaps the same grandmother, or maybe the same, just things that were very similar that you shared growing up. Because with reunion and chrysanthemum here, what was it again? Optimism. There's a sense that you know they're going to be there, and you're looking forward to seeing them, or you already have met them, and there's you just feel it's like going back to your childhood. It's a sense of happiness and joy and being able to reconnect with an old friend. With Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race, and Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. I feel like some of you were waiting for this person to come around, because there may have been some kind of fallout between the both of you, or even just a growing apart, which doesn't necessarily have to be a fallout. But I feel like, and I'm getting between spring and summer, because rabbit is a spring animal to me. And the turtle, I'm thinking of a beach, so I'm thinking of summer. I'm not sure what their migratory patterns are, but you could also take that into account if you're more familiar with turtles. And as I'm saying this, I'm watching a hawk fly by outside. So, and when I think of hawks, I think of animals that focus, because they are predatory birds, and they focus their energy on something. So I'm wondering if this is going along with potential as well. There's a potential here for you to team up, especially with hustle. I wonder if you used to work together, because there is a sense that you could create great things together now that you are back in each other's lives, and that you're willing to start certain things. Perhaps you both have accumulated some amount of money and you want to go into business together. And whatever that business is could be, whatever it is. But with potential, abundance, and hustle, there is definitely a feeling that you could create great things together here. And I know of many families that go into business together and they create amazing things, and they keep it within the family. So it's just something else that they can give back to the people who raised them. That's the platonic way, or the familial way of reading it. And now I'm going into the romantic way, because romantically, it's a little bit more interesting. So I'm thinking of the princess and the frog, or the frog prince, whatever the fairy tale is, where you kiss the frog and the frog ends up being a prince. So some of you, when you got with your romantic partner, if this is what they are, you kind of didn't expect them to be such a great partner. I feel like you may have thought they were kind of weird or a little nerdy or a little bit, maybe you met when you were really young and they were kind of scrawny or something along those lines. But at some point you collaborated together. You spent some time together here with Aquarius, and there was some sense of openness. And I feel like some of you kind of went into this overthinking and fear of what was going on in this connection. I feel like some of you had a hard time admitting that you had feelings for this person. With overthinking can spoil the magic. It's almost like when you think too much about your crush that you feel like it's going to just ruin the connection somehow because you're putting too much energy into it. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. This could also be your person towards you. With ambush fear, with your ferocious dream, you could have been their dream, they could have been your dream, but it's definitely like somebody had to overcome their fear or their timidity to have this, to really make this work. This could have been a childhood sweetheart, and you may have grown apart again once you left whatever school you were with, or once somebody moved away. And if that's the case, there will be some sort of reunion, or maybe you have recently reconnected. And if you're still somehow with this person, the reunion means that there's going to be like a reigniting of the souls, essentially. Because we have optimism here with these chrysanthemums. So it's very much like maybe you grew apart within the connection. Maybe you've raised children, or maybe you started just drifting apart. And there's something about this reunion, reignition that it's a reunion of the souls, essentially. Because with turtle spirit and rabbit spirit, some of you could be trying to conceive. So now is a lucky time, because rabbits are known for being, you know, very fast breeders. And then with turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. I feel like you're in no rush to meet anybody else, and you're in no rush to do anything. There's a sense of steadiness here. It's really the steadiness that I'm feeling, not so much the slowness. So it can feel like that, especially if you are, if you're much older. But with potential abundance and the spark of the hustle, there's a lot for you and your partner that you want to take on. It's almost like you want to move mountains. You want to create your wealth, and one or the both of you are really into the hustle, like you're hard workers. There could be a significant age gap as well, because I'm thinking of how turtles can grow to be like hundreds of years old. Also with Aquarius, I'm thinking of conventions, so there could be some kind of age gap between the both of you. That is potential. That is possible. But yeah, there's almost like either you're getting back with this person, or there's going to be something where it feels like you're meeting the souls again. And I love that there's like multiple possibilities for this one reading, because I didn't really get that in the previous readings. This one, it's like there's actually quite a few things going on. You can claim all of them if you want to, of course. You could just claim the one that is calling to you the most. But some important numbers coming through. We have 11. November could be an important month. We have 28. 00, which I know is not a number, but it makes me think of the flour, 00 flour, which I know is used to make pasta. So again, if this is like a family thing, you could be going into some kind of restaurant business, or you could be, I don't know, just be making pasta or something. We have 51 here. Somebody could be 51. 62 as well. 49. 23. It's interesting. I feel like if this is a romantic couple and you're wanting to have kids, some of you could be trying to take your time, but there's somebody who kind of is waiting for the right time. There could be like a disconnect there. So again, that'll be up to you, but you both definitely want to create something with abundance, Jupiter, and potential, as well as a spark. I feel like the spark is being reignited for those of you that are taking this as a romantic reading. With for some of you, you may have met this person through your family, and maybe you're seeing them at the reunion. So maybe that's how that kind of all coincides here. But yeah, this is very interesting. So we'll see how I read it in the tarot, because okay, what else is coming through here? Taurus is coming through with this with the elephant, and Gemini is turtles. I can't remember where I found out Gemini are turtles, but that's how I've always seen it. So somebody could be year of the rabbit as well. And Aquarius, of course. Jupiter makes me think of Sagittarius, but also Pisces, because that used to be its ancient ruler is what they call it, I think. And with frog, I'm just thinking of water signs in general. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So yeah, let's move on to the tarot to see how else this connection has changed since you met them or since you last saw them. For some of you, I feel like it's since you last saw them, and maybe this is why you're coming to this reading to figure out what's going on in this connection. We're going to be using the Mythos Tarot, which is the Greek god-based tarot, which is appropriate because I feel like Greek mythology deals a lot with like family dramas, lovers dramas, all kinds of stuff. So you might just be somebody who deals with a lot of people, and that in itself makes me think of, yes, Aquarius, but also like Libra. All right, so my lovely pile 3. We have Strength with Atlas. I was thinking of Leo energy, so it's funny that that came through. I don't read reversals. With the Page of Wands, Hemera. The Seven of Wands, Soteria. And again with these rabbits, I'm wondering, there's a lot. Okay, so rabbits, fertility. Fertility can mean, yes, that you are very fertile and you can have children, or it could be creativity as well because you're trying to create something. So there's fertility of ideas. We have the Three of Wands, Ananke, and she is the goddess of faith. Or what was the word? Inevitability, which I had a hard time saying the other day. And the Magician, Hecate. And to clarify these, I'm using the same tarot deck. To clarify strength, we have Nike, Six of Wands, which is victory. We have the Four of Swords, Hypnos, or sleep, rest. To clarify the Seven of Wands, we have the Fool, Pan. It's funny that 0 is coming forward. I'm wondering if some of you are starting something, well, you're definitely starting something new within this connection, or connections for some of you. I'm wondering if there's a baby shower going on as well. If you are, maybe you're expecting to meet certain family members at a baby shower that you haven't seen in a long time. That would make a lot of sense, actually. We also have the Three of Cups with the Graces, and I take this to mean the party card as well. The Three of Cups is 3 people coming together to have some joyous celebration. One full of love as well. And then the Ace of Cups, Pontos. So yeah, the starting of something new. Back of the deck energy. We have the Ace of Swords, Chaos. I am taking this reversal because I think some of you are expecting chaos, but the chaos is not going to come through. Or you're kind of, especially if you are the pregnant one, pile 3, I feel like you might worry for, okay, there's a little bird at my window. And he's making quite a bit of noise. Okay, he's gone. That was cute. He just popped in here to look around and then flew off. That's adorable. I'm wondering if you're, take that as a sign that someone is trying to be nosy. Pile 3. Or maybe you're afraid someone's trying to be nosy. Again, if this is like that family situation. So let me start again with the platonic or familial connection, and then I'll go into the romantic. Because I feel for some of you, both will be resonating. Again, especially if it's like a baby shower situation. So platonically, I feel like some of you are very much aware of the struggles that some people have gone through, and you want to see them win, especially if you're somebody who has already made your money, or if you're in a good financial standing that you want to help other people out, or maybe everybody else is, and you kind of want to create something bigger than yourselves. That's what I'm getting with the Six of Wands and Strength here. Because Nike is the goddess of victory, and the Six of Wands is a celebration of something good. So I really feel like there is this coming of ideas together where you want to create something bigger than yourselves, where you could just keep giving and giving to the family. With the Page of Wands or the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords. I'm not saying, I don't know why I'm hearing and or. There's a lot of options available to you, pile 3. I'm just letting you know that. So with the Page of Wands here, This is definitely the spark of an idea. This is somebody who's got a great idea. It could even be somebody younger than you. So let's say it's like, I don't know, a younger sibling, cousin, whatever. They've been somebody that's been being slept on, I'm hearing, with Hypnos here because he is the god of sleep. But also Four of Swords is the card of meditation and contemplation. So I really feel like somebody is going to have new ideas and somebody is going to run with it. Somebody who's able to finance this. Or this could also be an idea of how to set up a party of some kind. And I feel like somebody younger is going to be taking the reign of it, or somebody with a lot of youthful energy, at least. With the Seven of Wands, Soteria, and the Fool, Pan, I'm getting that somebody doesn't know what to expect. It's almost like you're walking into something you're not aware of, because Pan is the god of, I'm going to look up what he is. I forget. But I know he's like the half goat god. So I'm already thinking of Capricorn energy as well. But god of the wild, shepherds, and mischief. Pan was a mischievous god whose laughter was consistently changing. Eternally roaming to the sound of his voice, musical notes, he chased nymphs and created novelty. Which is very interesting. But yeah, I feel like you're going to meet somebody interesting at this reunion as well, pile 3. So not only will you be reuniting with family and possibly your loved one, but you're going to be running into somebody you weren't expecting. It could be that romantic partner or that old flame or whatever it was, whatever's going on. There's a lot going on within. I feel like I'm talking about one event. It could be a series of multiple events, especially if there's like a marriage and a baby shower and a bride. Sorry for the cut, pile 3, but I ran out of, it's quite a story, but I ran out of battery, and we had kind of an incident with the candle. I really do feel like this chaotic element is something that kind of follows you around, because as I was saying before the cut, this could be a series of events that's happening. I am releasing this close to American Thanksgiving, so if the holidays are something of a hustle and bustle, that could also indicate that this is the energy you are going into. But I am getting the message that, make sure you blow out your candles and have like fire safety supplies around, just because I almost burnt my old candle all the way down here for forgetting to blow it out. But regardless, let's move on with the rest of your reading. With the Three of Wands, Ananke, and the Three of Cups, I'm getting people really talking about you, because the Three of Cups is the card of celebration. It's the card of coming together, specifically those that are close to you or that want to celebrate you. But then we also have the Three of Wands, and I love how she's represented in the Mythos Tarot, because Ananke is the goddess of inevitability, and of compulsion. So the things that we cannot help, that are more sealed into our story than fate, almost. It's almost like I'm hearing people just talk and chatter, because these 3 women look like they're gossiping. So there could be some kind of gossip going on that has to do with this venture that you're trying to take on. I'm also getting, if it's not a business, it could be buying a home for the family, like a vacation home, like a much bigger one where everybody kind of puts in their money so that everybody can have somewhere to go to. I was getting that within the moments that it took me to come back to your reading. It's been a few days, by the way, since that first portion. But yeah, there's a lot of chatter, and also kind of there's somebody who's being a bit misguided. They're wanting to give advice, but it's very misguided. Who that person is could be somebody slightly older than you, just because I don't know if her hair is gray, but she always looks like a lady who's much older. And the Three of Wands is in anticipation, like you're waiting for something or you're making plans. So there's quite a few people who have some kind of idea to approach you with, or some kind of plan in place for you, pile 3. I really do feel you're somebody that people really admire, or that people feel like they can achieve things with, is what I'm getting, specifically in this community or family setting. With the Magician and the Ace of Cups, that's what I was getting, that you're somebody who really has all the tools at your disposal, somebody who is able to make almost magic happen. That's why we have Hecate But the magician is somebody who can take the best of their elements and make essentially anything. This is pure manifestation at its finest. And I feel like this is you within this reading pile 3. You're definitely somebody who can make things happen, even if you yourself don't have the funds or the materials necessary. There's something about the way you put things together that has people really confide in you. They absolutely trust you and know that if you're on their team, things will get done the way they're supposed to be done, because it's the skill set you have. It's not necessarily like the big things around you. It's more like that mental clarity and that mental organization that you have, because magician is also very Mercury based. So this would be Virgo and Gemini. I've also noticed when I was rewatching the video to get back on track of your reading, how much more calmly I am speaking in this particular reading. So this is the energy I'm getting. It's somebody who is very concise with their words. And I'm taking this as either your energy pile 3 or be on the lookout for somebody just like that. You don't want somebody who speaks too fast, nor somebody who speaks too slow, but somebody who speaks with just exactly the right momentum within their voice or even within their plans, like the way they set out their plans and the way they go about expressing them. Especially with Ace of Cups here, this is going to be somebody who you have a, I wouldn't say emotional connection to, but I'm getting like the vibe where, like in astrology, when the moons are in harmony, like just somebody you can really trust and that feels like home, somebody that you can rely on in a way that is much more the way you would entrust in a family member, essentially, if this isn't already a family member. Because even some family members don't really feel like family, the ones you can't trust. This is definitely somebody that you can trust with the Ace of Cups here. And as I said, I wanted to take the Ace of Swords backwards here because there's almost like you can avoid this chaos, or you assume there would be chaos and somehow there isn't. Like there's some sort of anomaly here where usually when you're so used to things going wrong that they go right, you feel a little suspicious. But in this case, it's almost like you kind of set that intention going forward that you didn't want there to be chaos. I feel like this is more subconsciously than consciously if you had a lot going on your plate as well. This is more of a avoiding chaos by being prepared for it. So let's say that you mentally had a plan to avoid certain things. Well, those things never came to fruition because you were prepared for them, if that makes sense. Which is better to over-prepare than under-prepare. Now, if we were to read this in a romantic way, with Strength and the 6 of Wands, this person that you're going to be meeting, perhaps at this occasion, or maybe somehow in between these occasions, they might somehow play a role in this. If this is somebody romantic, there is a sense that they could have Leo qualities, so somebody who is very confident and somebody who is kind of used to success, or is in the very least in search of success with Nike here, the goddess of success and victory. With the Page of Wands and the 4 of Swords, you may have been dreaming about this person because we do have the inspiration that the Wands page brings forward, and then the 4 of Swords, which it also can be meditation. You may have gotten some sort of hint that this person will come through, but I'm getting more dreams than anything. So if you've been having dreams about certain people that you've never dreamed about and you're just kind of wondering what was going on, they may also play a key role within this. With the 7 of Wands and the Fool, this might be somebody new, or this might be somebody wanting a sort of reset. Especially if it's somebody that, how do I put this? If it's somebody from the past, because I really was getting that feeling during the oracles, they kind of want to start anew, and it's going to be up to you whether you want to fight this or not, because the 7 of Wands is safety, so you might be a little bit guarded when they come through. And with the Fool, there's definitely been a change in them. I mean, this is a major arcana card. If it was like an ace or a page, I would be more wary. And we do have a page here, so maybe there is a little bit of that. But I really do feel this person has changed. And whether you want to give them a second chance or not, or even just a chance if it's somebody that you haven't even taken on romantically before, then that's going to be up to you, pile 3. But with the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Cups, I feel like there's going to be some people pushing you together. There may be some people kind of rooting for this connection, or kind of just wanting to see where it goes, particularly friends and older friends as well. Or these could also be aunties or maybe even your mother, because again, I'm looking at the ages of these women. We have like some younger ones here, and she's slightly older because she is supposed to be the mother of the fates. So take that as you will, the mother of fate trying to set you up with somebody for whatever reason that may be. Again, that will depend on your situation. And then the Magician and the Ace of Cups, there is going to be a sense of control within this connection. Like the ball is going to be in your field, pile 3. It's not going to be something where someone is trying to manipulate you, because 1, you can see through that, and 2, you're the one who has all the power and control, especially if this is somebody who maybe have possibly done you wrong in the past. They're going to allow you to take control of how this situation goes, and I encourage you to fully take advantage of that, especially if it is something that you feel could possibly work. Because again, with this reversed chaos card, it's almost like you thought this connection was going to go haywire, or that it was going to go a lot worse, or reconnection, I should say. This reconnection was going to go a lot worse than it is, but for some of you, it still might, and you might still have that guard up. And perhaps this is something that you are bringing forward with your own energy. Like if you expect chaos so much, it may come through anyway. But for some of you, you definitely have the ability to avoid this, or to at least give it a chance. Again, if you want to, this is up to you with this person from your past, if it is person from your past. If it's not somebody from your past, then again, you may have thought that things were going to go weird, but that could have just been your assumption of this person, or maybe what you may have heard of them or even seen. But I'm just getting, if it is a romantic situation, to pay attention to the dreams that you've been having and what is going on within those, because it'll give you a lot of clues. And if not dreams, then the meditation, whatever messages or images you may be getting through meditation. But yeah, let me know if any of this resonates, pile 3, because I am picking up on various people and on various situations. You yourself may just be a very, you may be very socially busy this time of the year or this upcoming season. But let's move on to your advice cards. I'm going to be using the Super Attractor's Oracle. Some advice for my pile 3. We have, in stillness I receive. Yeah, if you feel the need to take a break, because we did have the 4 of Swords come up in the tarot, by all means, take all the breaks that you need, whether it's from this particular occasion, whether it's from the entire season, even from people. You definitely need some break from people just to gather yourself and your surroundings, pile 3. We also have, I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. And this goes hand in hand with that chaos expectation that I was talking about moments ago. I also love that these two match in colors. So take that as a confirmation. When you accept that things can go good and easily, I feel like it's just going to be that much easier for those things to come to you. It's that the energy of expectation. I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like law of attraction, but it's called something different. It's the law of expectation. Like you expect certain things, so it will show up. I would look into that. I think I'm not calling it the right thing, so by all means correct me in the comments if you find out what it is. But something about expecting something to go a certain way. And I really do feel like you should take that to your advantage within this upcoming season for you, pile 3, because there's going to be a lot going on that you may not be able to control everything, but the big things that you do want to control, by all means, manifest them. Expect that they will go well and easily well. And when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. And again, if there was a business pitch or some kind of abundant thing that you want to manifest for the community or for your family, just tap into that energy. I feel some of you may already be there, or you're trying your darndest to get there. Stay within it. I feel like the longer you marinate in that energy of abundance, the more it'll just come naturally to you. And then back of the deck energy I'm getting, my true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. Yeah, especially because I did have that fire hazard story before I restarted this recording. just be careful and stay safe, my lovely pile 3, especially because red is related to the root chakra, and root is security. The root chakra has to do with security. But also purple, which is intuition, which is a very, I think it's one of my favorite combinations, the groundedness and intuition. All right, we're going to have some messages from my handmade oracle. So I'm getting this one. There is perfection and imperfection. Let go. Yeah, if you are somebody who is planning something, just remember that not everything will go perfectly. It can go as perfectly as it can, but at the end of the day, you have to just let go that some things will end up being the way they are. And, oh, okay. The universe says yes, it's all yours. So if you were wondering whether something was going to happen, yes or no, I guess this is your answer for you, pile 3. And I'm getting one more for you. This is the same thing, but in Spanish. Some of you may be Spanish speakers, so that's just double confirmation in Spanish, but let me get another one. I don't know why I added Spanish messages in this. I don't know what was going on when I made it, but I am beyond grateful and absolutely blessed. Yeah, this is giving me the Thanksgiving vibes I was speaking about earlier. But regardless, I feel that you are very grateful for the things that come your way, and I feel like this feeling is going to really just glow within you, if that makes sense. It's going to ebb and flow within you at some point while all of this is going on and everything is aligning for you, pile 3. But these are all the messages I have for you. I'm sorry if it kind of went off topic halfway through, because I'm just channeling what's coming through now as opposed to the before and after of this connection. But regardless, I really do feel like that you're very grateful for this connection, as well as the perfection and even the imperfections within it. I feel like you've learned a lot from that. But yeah, I leave you here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.